Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Hopeless, and I'm back with another video for you guys. And in this one, we were requested by a new subscriber that goes by the name of Steven or Stefan, however you pronounce that. And he wants to know my settings. So I'm going to give you guys my settings for Season 3 of Modern Warfare 3. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. There's a lot of content coming out in this season. We got a new sniper, we got a new SMG, we got new maps. So here's my settings, and hopefully you can use these for yourself. And if you guys have any input or recommendations for me to try out, let me know down in the comments. And before we get into the settings, drop a like on this video so that it gets out to more people to see these settings. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 400 subscribers on the channel, which is huge. I really started getting consistent like early December of last year, so we've come a long way in a quick amount of time. But also, I do stream over on kick.com/hopelessfps is where you can find me live if you want to see any of my gameplays live and in action. So without further ado, let's get into the settings. So I mostly play on controller, but I do play on mouse and keyboard from time to time. So if you play on mouse and keyboard and you want to see my keybind settings or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. And if we get enough people that want to see that video, I will definitely get that going for you guys. But today we're going over the controller settings. So you want to make sure your input device is obviously on controller if you're playing on controller. For your button layout, I play on tactical flipped. I also play on a PlayStation 5 Pro controller, so I have two paddles on the back of my controller. So my left paddle is mapped to my jump button, and my right stick is mapped to my slide button. So, and the reasoning for that is I want to eliminate the amount of times that I'm taking my right thumb off of the stick, because that's what you're aiming with. So you want to keep your right thumb on the stick. No diddy, because that sounds kind of weird. But anyway, melee a circle. And flipped, I have my triggers and my bumpers flipped, so I aim and shoot with my bumpers, and I throw my tactical and lethal with my triggers. If you don't have a pro controller, I recommend bumper jumper, just because it also helps eliminate you taking your right thumb off the stick. You jump with your left trigger instead of throwing your tactical with that, which your tactical would go to your jump button, which would be X. So that's kind of a troubleshooting solution to not having a pro controller, because I know they are expensive. This is where you would flip your triggers and your bumpers. I have vibration off and I have trigger effects off. Dead zone input, this is where you can test your dead zone to make sure that you don't have stick drift or anything like that could be affecting your gameplay. So like if I put my right stick minimum down, you're going to see that my right stick moves on its own. So bump it up to 2, put it back, and there's still a little bit of movement, but if I correct it, it goes back to normal. And also same with my left stick. My left stick, I could probably bump this up, but if I correct it, it goes away. See, now we're even. So my left stick maximum I have on 60, just to I don't have to move my right or my left stick as much to move around or move faster. My right stick is at 99, just so I can be more pinpoint with my accuracy when I'm aiming in at people. My left and right trigger, I don't have anything adjusted to that, because I mean you're just pushing a button down. So going to sensitivity, I play on 1010 when I'm red gunning. If I'm sniping on controller, I play on 1616. My multiplier is default. My aim axis is all standard. This is default. Response curve, if you're red gunning, leave this on standard, and if you're sniping, run linear. This is default. Change your ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. So default, I believe, is gradual, or it might be after zoom, but instant means that as soon as you bring your gun up in ADS, it's gonna go to your sensitivity and your multiplier that you have set, that you're accustomed to using while you're shooting and aiming. Custom sensitivity per zoom, I'll show you mine. I believe I changed the low zoom and the 2 and 3 time zoom just to be a little bit quicker, but I think everything else is normal. Aim assist type, so if you're red gunning, leave it on default, and if you're sniping, use precision. Just a little tip. Those, I don't know what they do. To gameplay, I'm gonna just scroll down and I'm gonna talk about any of them that are important to me. Feel free to copy and paste these. Feel free to rewind, slow it down, pause it, do whatever you got to do. So you get all these. Some of these don't really apply to me because I don't play Warzone. All right, and now we're gonna head over to the graphics tab. So for the display mode, I play on full screen borderless just because I'm usually multitasking while I'm gaming. I'm usually on Discord or, I got music playing or whatever. So I don't want to alt tab and have to, do any extra that I gotta do to go and do anything else that I'm doing while gaming. But if you're just gaming, use full screen exclusive because that's gonna give you the most or the least amount of input lag. So that's my recommendation to you. Your display monitor, you just want that on whatever monitor or TV that you're playing on. Aspect ratio is on automatic. I got 2.2 for the display gamma. You're really only going to use 2.4 if you're playing on like a TV, but I'm not too educated on that. For my brightness, I just use what it tells you, adjust this accordingly to your monitor. I just play on 50. I have low latency on. Off, unlimited frame rate. I don't think those matter too much. So over to the quality tab, I have my on custom render resolution on 100, dynamic resolution off, and I play on fidelity casts for the upscaling and sharpening, and I have it on 70 strength just because I feel like if you go any higher than that, the edges on the buildings and cars and stuff get a little too sharp for me. I think 70 is the perfect middle ground between like the roundness. Like if you go down, everything's gonna look a little bit more rounded off and not sharp and clean. I think 70 is perfect. But everyone has a different preference. So, path tracing and ray reconstruction I have off. VRAM scale I have at 80. And then for details and textures, feel free. I'm just going to go down. I don't have like a very high-end PC, but I have a better PC than most, I would say. So my settings are going to be a lot of low and normal just because I prefer more frames than detail. So I'm going to go through this. Feel free, again, to copy and paste. Also, rewind, pause, do whatever you got to do. But these are my settings, personally. For view, I play on 120. For ADS field of view, I would recommend you play on affected if you're not already. Independent is going to shrink your field of view when you're ADS'd. So affected is going to keep you at 120 while you're aimed in. So then you can still see out of your peripheral vision. And like if you're on independent and someone comes to your left, you're not going to be able to see them until they're pretty much in your face. So the left picture is affected and the right picture is independent. So independent, you can't really see as much. I feel like they should be flipped because of the way that they have it worded. But the left picture is affected and the right picture is independent. I play on wide weapon field of view. These don't really matter. World motion blur and weapon motion blur, turn those off just because it's going to get rid of that blurriness when you're moving around and spinning or, sliding side to side or whatever the case is. It's just going to get rid of all that extra non-needed stuff. Fill grain is at 0. And then you also want to change these to 50% just because that's going to get rid of a lot of the camera shakes, with explosions or stuns and flashes or jumping around and sliding, all that. It's going to just eliminate that visual noise. Inverted flashbang, I play with this on just so that when I get flashed, I don't get blinded. So pretty much it would just turn your screen dark instead of light. Recommend that if you don't enjoy getting blinded by flashbangs. To the audio tab, I play on PC speaker. This is what works best for my setup. Obviously your setup's going to be different. So just play around with this. Honestly, go into like a bot game or just switch it up and go play games and just see which one you can hear the most effects. To me, I think PC speaker, I can hear the most clear audio of like people moving around or little audio cues in the game. And then basically you just want your default system device as like your output. So like I have it on default. This is basically just you just want to have it set to where you're hearing it from. For game volume, I have it at 60. I have everything off except for dialogue and effects because everything else doesn't really matter in my opinion. But I do have it turned off because this game is very loud. Voice chat volume at 14. And then I have push to talk on. This is your mic, whatever you're talking into. That's going to be the setting for it. And then this is the level. You can decrease it or increase to make it louder or quieter. Subtitles off. This stuff's preference. For interface, we have subtitles off. Color customization. This is where you're going to change the arrows for you, your teammate, your enemies, flag colors and all that type of stuff. So feel free to customize that however you enjoy it, what makes it most visible for enemies and whatnot. And then also, if you play Warzone, this is where you could change the color of your squad members even. For color filters, I have filter 2. And for the target, I have both. And then I have intensities both on 100 just to make the game a little bit more colorful, because who wouldn't like that? But that's basically it for today. Square minimap. You can see more of the minimap. I have minimap rotation on, crosshairs on, obviously, and I play with center dot. It's turned off right now just because for thumbnail purposes. But I play with that on. I play on larger. And that's pretty much it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've made it this far, thank you a lot. I hope I helped you out in any way possible. And drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Any comments, questions, or concerns, drop them below in the comment section. And if you're new, again, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 400 subscribers over here on YouTube. And make sure you turn on that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos coming up. And until the next video, you guys take it easy. Stay beautiful, blessed, all that good stuff. It's your boy Hopeless, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Driving solo, I'm just swerving through my ends. When I'm sober, I just don't like who I am.